This is something I did with our family last Christmas. I made everybody wear all these different glasses. So like I have a big pack of
I kind of like the red nose is a nice touch.
Yeah, but it irritates your nose after a while, so
But now, could I manage this?
yeah. Okay. So we're gonna do our announcements a little bit later. We wanted to kind of take some questions and stuff first. If you want to go ahead and throw a question up, we'll try our best to answer as many as we can. We had a couple sent via email, and I'll try to get those out too. In fact, maybe I'll pull that up right now.
Texas travel nurse, Morganton, North Carolina.
Woo!
Hugo, what are you doing, buddy?
So we'll see how long our dog lets us talk like this before he starts acting up like a toddler. He does this when we talk to each other sometimes too.
He is a toddler.
He is a toddler.
3 years old.
It's like whenever we start doing anything important, he will start chewing a bone or, something loud.
Lake Wales, Florida. Didn't we go there?
We go into Lake Wales before.
Yep, we're actually going to Florida again from January to March.
Yeah, we have some really fun stuff to share at that. We will be at the Tampa RV show. So they are still yet to assign our meetup dates that we'll have a meetup at the RV show, whatever day they give us. So as soon as I know that, be sure to follow us on social as well, because he's moving me out of the screen.
You got wheels.
Because we might try to do one outside of the actual event, maybe at a brewery or something too. I'm still working on all of it. So definitely follow us on Facebook and Instagram, as well as on subscribing on YouTube, because you'll kind of get more of an up-to-date, what's going on kind of thing. I think we had a question up there.
So what's your favorite RV show? Well, we don't have an favorite RV show because we've only been to the
Tampa one.
This will be our third time going to the
Maybe
Tampa
we'll
RV show.
have to do Hershey sometime, but
yeah, we'd love to do that.
Yeah.
Loving my music. Thank you.
Aww.
Which music would that be? Would that be the Reverend Barry stuff that's on YouTube, or the
at the end of the videos kind of thing?
I'm going to start a thing. It's more of a thing to keep me practicing my guitar and singing, that I'm going to perform at the end of videos, maybe for a short bit. So if you didn't see that, I've done it once. We did it at the end of the Timberin video, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I'm going to try to do it at the end of our videos. Is he'll do a little singing and playing. So far, YouTube's okay with that, even though we're using someone else's music. It's something about when you're like street performers or anything like that, it doesn't get flagged. So I can't play a whole song, but I will definitely put it at the end of the videos because it's kind of fun.
The Reverend music. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah. So if in case for you guys don't know, I was in a band for about 10 years called Reverend Barry and the Funk. No, I am not a reverend. Never have been. It was just a stage name that our drummer gave me.
This don't fit.
And anyway, so you could look us up on YouTube, see some of our music, or listen if you like it. It's also on Apple Music and Spotify and all that. But we're not here to talk about that. So where's our favorite boondocking spot? Well, we're in one of them right now, as a matter of fact. Great segue. Thank you, Gray Man. That's what it says, Gray Man. We're actually here outside of Yuma, Arizona, at a place called American Girl Mine Road, which is just like it sounds. It's just a road that they're actually at the end of it. There is a mine. I don't know why they call it American Girl Mine.
It's really easy off the highway too. So
yeah.
It would be a good overnight, just needed place to boondock kind of spot.
And it is massive.
Yeah.
There is just a gigantic flat. I mean, there's not much to look at. I mean, it's just dirt basically, or kind of rocky dirt, but it's very flat. And there are some mountains, but they're kind of like those desert mountains, not super beautiful, but it's definitely the type of place that if you wanted to do a meetup with a bunch of people and pretty much a guarantee that you're going to have space for everybody to park a good distance from each other. If you wanted to, you could certainly do that because it's just huge. We'll take some video of it, I'm sure, post it up on our page, although we're not going to be here very much longer.
No, we're leaving tomorrow. Yeah.
We are on a jaunt. We actually just left Santa Barbara, California, where we went to see our best friends up there, and enjoyed Thanksgiving with them. That was awesome. So that's another cool thing that you can do whenever you live in an RV, is that you can go and do things that you've never done before, at least with friends. And that was one of them. We've actually been to Santa Barbara twice. We stayed at the Elks Lodge. I know if you're not an Elks member, it's not exactly easy to sign up, but
If you
if
can.
you can, do it, because
Mm,
they put it this way: we paid the first time we went to a state park outside of Santa Barbara. It was like 30 minutes away.
Wednesday Park.
Okay, I
It's a
always say that.
yeah, it's a private. It was like a sun outdoors. It was literally there's like two places to stay that are worth a darn around Santa Barbara, and it was like $130 something a night.
Ouch. So that's what we did the first year we were here, and it was almost impossible to get our rig in there. And then this time we stayed at the Elks Lodge at Goleta, which is right next to Santa Barbara, and we paid like $40 a night.
Yeah.
We had
Yeah.
no
We're
sewer.
closer to everything,
They had
and
they had a dump site on the property. It was very close to Santa Barbara. Loved it. Santa Barbara is a great
yeah,
town.
really
It
pretty.
is just drop dead gorgeous. The mountains, or if you're not familiar with it, it's right. It's a Central California
Yeah.
city. So right there on the mountains and the ocean, and
It's a really cool place to stay before you like head into wine country. If you're
Yeah.
going up, kind of thing.
Yeah,
That's
100%.
what we did last time. So
Okay.
we need to back up a little bit. How do we do that?
Evening night temps. There, I assume that they're talking about here in Yuma. Right now, it's very temperate.
Oh, it's
It's
so
about
nice. Yeah.
at night it gets down maybe in the 50s,
Mhm.
maybe.
Yeah, we're used to being a lot cooler here in the evenings, but it's just very pleasant. During the day, it like the hottest day that since we've only been here 5 days, but there was one day when it was like 76.
Yeah, through
And
RV, because we haven't been using the AC, so
yeah.
it got up to about 80 or so, but that only lasts for maybe an hour and a half or so, and then the sun goes down and it cools off.
Okay, we need to go
Are we
back.
going to boondock in Florida? Yes, we are going to boondock in Florida. We're pretty excited about that. That's going to be something new, and we're going to make a big deal about it.
Yeah, we'll make a whole video on how we're pulling this off. There are not a whole lot of places to boondock that are the like where you want to stay, and you know how we do. We like to stay at least a week, if not longer. A week seems to be the limit on a lot of these places. But between the Elks and these boondocking spots, I think we're going to be able to stay very cheap almost the whole winter we're there. So
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
really cool. We can't wait to show it to you.
Yeah, and the thing is that within Florida, in the middle of the state, I mean, we're from Florida, we're from Sarasota, so, but in the middle of the state, there's just not much going on. There's a lot of orange groves and all that, and obviously at certain times of the year, it gets super hot. I mean, it gets super hot all over the state, but when you're not close to the ocean at all, it could be a little miserable. But in the middle of the state during the winter time, it's not so bad, and for our perspective, you're only a couple hours from each coast.
Mhm.
So not even that. So I would go fishing when we were staying right in the middle of the state. I'm totally fine with it, and that's what we're going to be doing.
Yeah. Someone was asking about this location near American Girl Mine, if there are other RVers. This time it's far less RVs than the last time we were here. So you can kind of see them off in the distance, but there is no one even near us.
Yeah, last time we were here, it was the weekend of the Super Bowl,
Mhm.
and I think they had some sort of van lifer event here, but they were kind of off in a totally different section. Not that we cared; it was no big deal. But there seemed like there was a lot more here. But again, it was still tons of space. I mean, if you look at this place on Google Earth, you'll see, you're like, oh my god, wow, it's a lot of space. Um, have you ever shared how you plan your trips, but you do like 6 months out, 1 year out?
Oh,
Do you do like 6 months
yeah.
out, 1 year out? Okay. I had to read it with the right flow.
Well, I do all the trip planning. When we're in our boondocking phase, which normally is most of the winter, this is very rare that we would come east at this point in the year. We would normally stay out here in the west as long as we could before it got hot, because it's so much boondocking. I don't plan a lot of that because we might stay longer, we might stay less because we're more flexible. When it's boondocking, you can be more flexible. I plan out the summer very carefully because we tend to get shut out if we wait too long. Because we're on a budget this year, we're trying not to stay at private parks. We're trying to stay at all Corps of Engineers, boondocking, if it is even available, and then you know, state parks and that kind of thing, things that are on the cheaper or partial hookup kind of places. So because of that, state parks are hard to get in the summer because all the families are going on the weekends and when we can't get a weekend if we wait too long. So my planning a lot of times is like make sure I get myself through the holidays of the summer until they go back to school and then I have a little bit more flexibility. So I have yeah, I think I tend to do about 6 months. I hate I've gotten so used to the boondocking and not like I have a vague idea of where we're going to go in, but I'm like I got to get something for July 4th. I got to get some because I know I'm going to get shut out. And again, because we like to stay for extended periods, you kind of have to really work ahead to be able to pull that off.
Good stuff. Okay, so Tim, I think it asked, how's the new sewer setup working a couple months in? Great question. In fact, I think I'm going to do a new video on that soon because I had a very good question about that this morning. So for those of you who haven't watched it, we made a video. You could go check it out if you're interested in how to do sewer when you're boondocking. A lot of people use those portable totes, the Camco totes, the plastic ones that are $300 or whatever for the big one. We don't like those because they're small, really. I mean, even the biggest one's 36 gallons. So I found this actually it was one of the viewers, maybe I forgot his name, but maybe he's on here tonight. But he said he sent us a private email and he said, hey, well, you should maybe check out my setup, what I have. And it's this company called Vivor. You can buy them on Amazon. Go to our Amazon store; they're right there. And they're these big black, I think they're PVC material, like
Thick.
and it is thick, and that's the biggest doubt that I've gotten from people that watch the video. Like, oh my god, because basically what I'm doing is I'm putting as much as 3 tanks full, 250-gallon sewer tanks, and our kitchen tank all into one tote, and I'm able to do it with a macerator pump, and then I go to the dump station and I just dump it out. And people will be like, "Oh my God, that seems dangerous and stuff." It's not. It's worked out great. And Tim, if you were asking about the setup of how to get it out of that, I'm going to make a video about that because I did improve it, and yes, it works perfectly. In fact, we just did it at the Elks. Weird story about the dump station we won't go into, but we basically couldn't move the rig, so I actually had to go through the whole process, even though the dump station was only 50 feet away. So I did that, worked great, emptied in like less than 2 minutes, maybe.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, it's just it's gone.
Yeah.
And now we bought another one for water. I bought the
Fresh.
smaller one, fresh water. Yeah, and obviously we don't use any of the same equipment.
Everything's kept separate.
Yeah, we use a water pump, not the macerator pump. We use completely separate hoses. But what that allows, I mean, it's 87 gallons, I believe. And my other water bladder that I had is 60 gallons. So now when I go, I just fill up both of them. So we've got enough water to shower with. We can. Yeah, it's been awesome. So
Yeah.
love the V-board totes, and they are very affordable. However, the downside is apparently I would like to think it's because of our viewers that went and bought them that they're starting to run out of inventory. So I think the really big ones,
Yeah.
last time I heard, are they don't have them in stock.
Yeah. In fact, I was thinking about trying to reach out to them on Amazon. They may or may not answer and ask them if they're going to refresh their stock soon and explain we may be the reason you sold out.
Yeah.
I guess that's cool. Someone asked earlier about how I'm doing with my health. I'm not going to go in. I still struggle. Definitely had a little bit of a relapse in the last week and a half to 2 weeks. You know, it's just going to be that way for a while, I think. But overall, I'm still incredibly thankful it wasn't worse. But I definitely still have remnants of the concussion and the headaches that come with that. And I have limited mobility in my neck. I mean, you'll still see me in some of the videos. Some people recognize it where I'm like, oh, yeah. It's like I have to turn everything to kind of because I still can't. I'm not comfortable turning my head to the side. I still get numbness in my fingers when I look down. I'm working on it. When we go back to Florida, I have a very trusted chiropractor. Um, I have not been comfortable letting anybody touch me yet. Too scared. But I will. I will go to him, and I've got this new neck thing that I'm working with, and that seems to help a little. But I realized I thought I was like I'm healing, I'm doing great, and so I think the trigger seems to be sitting in my computer a long time.
Yeah, but she also lost her glasses, and
Oh,
now she's leaning up, and
yeah.
there's
So
some other mitigating factors here. So,
there's just a lot going on, but overall, I'm still pushing through. I'm still doing well. I'm just kind of taking it day by day.
Liz has a question. It's a good one. I'm taking the proceeds to buy my first RV, doing the RV life solo. Immediate tips you can think of. Wow, that's
That's huge.
congratulations, Liz. Well, it's an exciting time. I think you're going to have a great time. Immediate tips. There's almost so many.
Should we segue?
Um, let's hold off on that. I wanted to. So we're going to talk about some of those things here
Yeah,
in just
and
a
we
minute.
might have some solutions for you as to help you and get all the questions answered at once.
Um, let's see. Brian Beatty. Hey,
Hi,
Brian.
Brian.
Brian's one that we met at a an escapers event. We've
And
stayed
hi,
in touch. And
Jane.
Jane, and he said that he's talking about the sewer, the totes. But he says the totes are back in stock.
Oh, nice.
So,
Yay.
because I think he ordered a different brand and was disappointed because it didn't work out quite as well, or it didn't have the wrong adapters. Um, how do you recommend we filter what to believe and what not to believe from the various full-time influencers?
Oh,
We filter
well,
what to believe. Oh, just in general?
yeah.
Um,
We did the same thing. When we were getting going, we're following.
that's also a good segue.
Yeah, it is a good segue. Okay, when we first got going, that's what we did. We watched all of these channels, just taking it all in, and it was really overwhelming. And you would get different, not conflicting, just different angles or different products, and it was a bit daunting. And it I think you figure out who you feel you can trust. That's part of it, but
That's what I say.
he has something to say. So.
Okay, so I'm just gonna keep this real. All right, I'm gonna pick on Battleborn, because it's the first example that I can think of,
Yes.
and it's a glaring example of, you know, we all, if you've looked into batteries, and God love you if you're on the call right now and you have Battleborn batteries, and
They're great batteries.
I'm
There's
sure
no
they're
doubt.
great batteries. I just don't understand why they're so expensive compared to so many other brands. Um, to me, a battery is a battery. And even if a battery is just a little bit better, how can you justify the cost
Thousands.
differential
Yeah.
that's just massive? If put it this way, if we would have looked at it, if our only option was to get Battleborn batteries to go solar, we would not have done it. So, but back to the influencers question, is I think that there are a number of influencers that we watched at that time. I don't remember who it was, don't know their names, doesn't matter, but they probably got those batteries for free. They got them installed,
And there's
whatever.
honestly, the guys, there's nothing wrong with that. They're good batteries, but there are alternatives that are a better bargain, better deal that are just as good. And so
Yeah,
you do have to kind of weigh that stuff. And I will tell you that a lot of the influencers we started off watching before we got on the road are not the same ones we continued watching, because you start feeling like I relate to them or I don't relate to them. They seem like, our people and they don't, and their style is different. And so you start leaning in and finding, like, for us, like I get products and companies reaching out daily to be featured on our channel. And I won't it I look for reputation, I try it. If I like it, then I'll let them in a video.
we
you
had an
know.
interesting contact us yesterday. CBD, CBD gummies, and at first she was like, "I don't think I want to do that." I was like, "Oh,
Well, I could use
hold
them.
on, maybe you've had a lot of pain lately, and I got nothing against CBD."
That was the first, though. I mean, I've had people with remote lawnmowers, and I'm like, "Do you know we live in an RV? We're not going to represent that." I mean,
Remote lawnmower. Uh,
uh,
let's see. Okay, what else we got? Holidays are here. What
okay,
do you
we need to
reckon?
switch to.
Okay, the holidays are here. What gift ideas do you recommend to viewers, friends, family for a newbie? I'll show you one right now.
Where
I'm
is he?
gonna show you right here.
Oh, oh.
This.
He's just grabbing stuff out there.
That's right. It holds. It goes over the top of your couch, and it's a
This
wine
armrest.
glass holder. The armrest, the wine glass holder holds your coffee cup, and it has holes on both sides. So if you grab from the front, grab from the side, use it every night. Love it. Love it.
It's in our Amazon store. That's funny. And so you picked that one of all things. Um, okay, let us segue to some announcements, and then we'll come back and answer as many of these questions left as we can. Okay, because I want to make sure I get to this stuff because it's super important. Um, you guys have been hearing us talk about our online going full-time course, right? I think I have been getting emails. They're like, "Where's the stinking course, Darlene? You've been talking about it for weeks." But it is finally done, and we're ready to open it up. And we have something very special for the first 25 people. But first, let's just tell you why we did this and what it is, because it's the thing we wish we had when we first got going, making the decision, even if we wanted to full-time RV, because it's a big decision and you're going, especially us who have never RV'd before, and you're making a decision based on all these different sources, right? These YouTube channels and all these online blogs and anything you can take in. And so this is the tool we wish we had to help us make that decision. And then it is going to basically detail every single step that we took to get out full time.
Yeah, and it's look, this is not about just what we're actually going to show you the course if we can actually figure out how to use
If I can share my
the
screen.
screen share thing with YouTube, which we've never done. Who knows what's going to happen? We're all on the edge of our seats, really. So it's not just about like our RV maintenance and how to back up your RV and stuff like that, which was great. I mean, you need to know these things, but we wanted to make it to where, because what we've tried to communicate in a lot of our videos and some of the more popular videos of is the understanding of this is a major life change pretty much for everybody. Unless you've been RVing every other weekend for the past 20 years, you're most likely this is going to be a major change for you, and or a major change for your marriage, your relationship with your friends, your kids, your work, everything that you do. Or if you're not working, if you're retired, obviously we're not retired, but we can kind of, at least with our full-time RV life, we can relate. So it's about the stresses that you're going to encounter dealing with each other, how you deal with each other, how you deal with this major life change. And then it's the lead up to it, because that was probably one of the most monumental periods of our lives, was the lead up, because we're leaving this house that we lived in for years and we got all this stuff.
I
We're like,
know.
how do we do this?
Yeah.
This is nuts.
Yeah.
And so Darlene, she worked on most of the course, and really put it together, because she was the one who did most of the work as far as all the organizing and making sure we stayed on course with everything. And so anyway, so we just wanted to kind of give you an overview.
So I'm gonna try to take you there in a second, but it literally is, if you have a rig yet or not, buying your rig, the financing, what it's like, the spending. So I went really deep into our spending the first year in 23. And I know someone asked, are we going to do another budget video? Yes, we are. It'll be right after the first of the year, and I'll do a new one because our spending is completely different now. And so I really wanted to show you what other budget you have. You can do things to, go on the cheaper end of things, or if you're, retired unlimited funds, you want to go on the higher end of things, how that looks. And what I got a lot of feedback on is that I'm including things that they just didn't think of. And that's the stuff I really wanted to share, because no one talks about some of these weird expenses and stuff that adds up. So the budgeting and how much it costs, just down to like one of the things I love the most on the course is it's a timeline. And it basically lets you, from selling everything to switching over your address. How do you do your domicile? How do you do all that address stuff and mail and, all the little things along the way? If you're renting your house, how do you, am I going to rent it? Am I going to sell it? Am I going to, just keep it and go back to it? So just all those things. And then we go deep into the relationship part, the emotional part, the stuff that no one is talking about. Because I really think the more you go in with eyes wide open, and then a tool to go back and reference, I think that just gives you so much more comfort in knowing you've got it covered. You know what I mean? So let me take you there. Hopefully, let's see. And if this doesn't go right in the chat, someone say something because we may not know.
I've got my computer over here to the side
Okay.
because I'll actually see what's going
So
on.
I only have one window.
That's good. You're not going to show anybody anything weird that's on your screen.
Entire screen, right? Okay.
On the head. Thank you.
Okay.
Laundry expense is shocking.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Well, we just wear the same clothes over. Actually, no. We just have a little crappy T-shirt. I do end up wearing the same stuff over and over.
It's true.
But I did that before we were RVing.
And we're like, oh my God, didn't I just wear that in a video? And like you start thinking about it, you're like, I don't know. This is what we wear.
Wear whatever color I want.
Okay. All right. Oh.
I
Okay.
think that was the wrong window.
Can you see the chat on there?
Can I see the chat? Yeah, I can see the chat.
Okay. Can you guys see my screen?
See. Oh, there you are. Okay, you're good.
Okay.
See?
All right. So this is the actual course. It'll switch. I think there's a delay on it. Okay. So it's basically a real online course. Aren't you guys freaking impressed? Because this is awesome, right?
We do marketing for a living, but we don't build courses and
so this is the first time we've had to do this.
Stuff like this. We usually had people that work with our companies that did all that, and so
there's I believe it's, let's see here, 23 videos that are brand new, made just for the course, 13 modules from, I mean, you can see one here, downsize and decluttering, purchasing your RV, financing, departure and preparation, getting ready, trip planning, basic RV systems and maintenance, connectivity and technology, health, wellness, essential products, RV kitchen, weather, pets, set up, tear down. I mean, we have stuff on,
hold on. I think you're...
uh-oh, we're not on there.
Shoot.
It says we're sharing.
You guys see Darlene's screen? It seemed like, because I'm looking at the video now.
Okay. It's just showing you're not seeing it, are you guys? Oh no, they say yes.
Huh. That's weird.
Yeah.
Now it says lost share. Okay, say not sharing. I'm seeing you guys, but not the course.
Okay.
No.
Well, I'm gonna stop and then I'm gonna try it again.
Well, Zoom works a lot better.
I know, but we have YouTube. Okay, I'm gonna try one more time.
Sorry about this, guys. You know, YouTube amateur company.
All right, let's see if it. Well, you got to see a little bit of it. Hopefully, it'll pop back on here. Well, I know there's a delay on the screen. Okay, now let's go back. Okay,
I'll keep an eye on it.
Okay, so this is we're gonna put it up on. We'll put up the link in here in a second, but I want to take you down to like everything that's in it, because that's what you're going to love the most, is all the tools and calculators that you're going to get. This full-time launch, it's like a timeline spreadsheet. That's going to be the gold. You're going to love that. Of course, we have the budget sheet and we're going to update that. We have an RV matchmaker sheet. So if you're trying to find the right rig, I have a whole section on how to use our matchmaker spreadsheet to help you narrow down your choice based on what's most important to you. We have towing and payload calculator for those of you who have fifth wheels. Sorry, I will tell you that we are not your Class A experts and stuff like that, although we would love to eventually add that to this. But obviously we come from our fifth wheel perspective on a lot of this. We do give information about different RVs. If you're in that choosing phase, we kind of break down your different choices that might help you, because we didn't know any of that stuff when we got going. Let's see. Yeah, it's just videos, modules, text, spreadsheets, you know, everything that will help you. Safety and technical training. We put in there everything that we could think of to help you understand RV systems. That might help you if you're brand new, for sure. Down to the tug test. we showed you exactly how to do it. But I think the biggest thing with this is what you're going to love the most is you get us. So we are making a private Facebook group just for the course. I'm going to go back here. So you, how do I, oh, that was weird. So the Facebook group is the gold. I mean, obviously it's tons and tons of information. And so you don't have to go to all these different places. You can get into one place, but we want to be able to answer your questions. So the Facebook group, just for the people that are buying the course, you'll get it access to the group for 2 months for free as part of the course purchase. And it is a place for you to go introduce yourself to other people who are just like you getting going full time, ask us questions, get support, vent if you need to vent. I mean, it's a process of going full time, or if you're just newly full time or kicking the tires of going full time, everybody has questions. And having someone who's been through it, and if we don't know, we're going to help you figure it out. Put it that way.
Yeah. So that's the bottom line is that we will, because it's tough for us to keep up with all the questions that we get on social media. This is a way for us to kind of basically prioritize our answers to people, and the people that are in that group, that's who we're going to prioritize, and we're going to give you thorough answers. Now we're not going to just be waiting around in the Facebook group to immediately answer your question just like that. We have I have a full-time job still, as you probably know, and Darlene's full-time job is doing everything with our channel and with this course. But as it grows, obviously there are going to be people that are also going to be full-timers, or maybe just a little further ahead than you are in your journey, and there's a lot of value in that. And there's also a lot of value in being a group that's not, frankly, full of jerks. So this is a no jerks allowed type of group. And so if you're a jerk, please don't sign up. Then I'll kick you out and give you your money back.
Okay. No, it's great. And that's what this is about, is to get you the information and get you the support to help you get out there and not make a lot of the stupid decisions that we made, not feel like you're alone, because we certainly felt like we were alone. So here's the deal. I just put the link up. Share that. If you know someone who's going to be going full time or is kicking the tires about going full time, this might be something to share with them. The
link is right there. We actually haven't put this. This is what we call a soft launch.
It's not on the website.
We just got this thing going. We're pretty sure everything works the way it should. We've tested it up and down. So if you look at that, it's like there's no tomorrow / going full time or something like that.
Yeah, I just put it in the chat, so try to grab it. If not, we're not ready to roll it out to the masses. So here's the deal: the first 25 people who sign up, we are knocking $88 off the price, and we're giving you 2 months free into the Facebook group. So the regular price is, what did I say? $247. We're knocking that down to $179 for the first 25 people. We're going to give you 2 free months in the Facebook group. And if you want to continue, we're going to grandfather you in at the lowest price, which is $9.99. So if you get the course, you do all the stuff 2 months, and you're like, I still need help, stay in the group. As long as you feel like it's valuable to you, we're still going to answer your questions. We're still going to encourage you. We'll be there for you. But obviously, if you get to the point where you don't need that support anymore, you can cancel anytime. It's not like that. And we are guaranteeing this. If you get it and you don't think it's worth it, or it's not for you, we are offering money back guarantee if you just don't think it's worth it.
There's an ad on our thing.
Oh, yeah. It's weird, guys. I tell it like either you can tell it very few ads, like kind of thing, and it still shows too many ads. So maybe we'll have to look around that. Okay. So yeah, so that's, you can't be in the Facebook group without getting the course. It is specifically for people going full time using our course, because everything is going to be about the course, and that's how we'll answer. We'll tell you where the info is in the course. Or if you say, hey guys, you didn't cover this and I don't know what, we're going to put it in the course for you. We're going to create it for you.
And that's kind of like why we're doing the small group thing at first, because we felt like we covered, I'm sure we didn't cover everything. We felt like we covered a lot.
Yeah.
And we wanted to get this out. So if there's stuff that's missing, don't flip out. Just let
Let
us
us
know,
know.
and we will try our best
Yeah.
to make it happen as
And
soon as
as
we
you
can.
ask questions in the Facebook group, we may turn that into the content we put into the course, because we'll see we're missing some things here and there. We need to elaborate some more, kind of thing. So that is, it's my beta tester group. Yes.
Yeah, exactly. So Tim asked $9.90, $9.99 a month. Yes, it's
Yes.
$9.99 a month to continue, but that only happens after you've gotten 2 free months. So basically, at the end of the 2 month period, you'll get billed for
Yeah.
$9.99.
And you're lifetime in the course. So your $179, that course is yours. It doesn't get taken away, but the Facebook group, you get the 2 months free, and then you have to decide if you're going to continue. So
Yeah, and we're also going to be doing calls like this, right?
yes.
We're going to do like private group calls. I don't know if we'll do them on YouTube. We'll
Probably do them on Facebook.
Yeah, something like that. So it's going to be
once a month.
Captain Doug's Crazy Life. Captain Doug, we love you, man. Uh, Appreciate it very much. Thank you.
Thank you. And this was a labor of love, guys. This is how I'm not replacing my job and staying creating this stuff for you. This is the first of many courses. We're going to do a boondocking course.
Yeah, we've already had a comment about that. We wanted to get this one out first.
Yeah.
Because we know that boondocking is not for everybody. We think it eventually should be for everybody, especially if you're full time. We've already talked about that. But frankly, there was so much to do with this course that we're just like, let's just get this one out, and then we're going to work on the boondocking one. And it should be come out soon. Lord knows, now that we've went through all this brain damage.
We should be a little faster next time.
Yeah, we should be a little faster.
So yes, you can go to that link. It's not on the website. If you really have questions before you buy, just message me in one of the many ways. You can Facebook, you can go to the website and fill out the form on our website and ask questions as well. So again, first 25, and then we're going to stop it until we feel like we want to make sure the kinks are worked out too. I mean, it's the first time we've done one of these. It's big and it's thorough, but we know that there might be some kinks, and we're going to trust this beta group.
Why not PayPal? Oh man.
Oh man.
We went through all that. Thank you, SL Cortum. Thank you very much. Yeah, let's just say that to put PayPal on the web app that we were using was going to cost us a lot more money to do. So
you wouldn't think.
Maybe if you buy the course with regular credit card,
we'll have the money to
we'll have the money to go ahead and get the PayPal upgrade.
Baby steps.
Just
baby
keep
steps.
It real. Keep it real, man.
Also in the course are a lot of our partners, people we've products and services that we have dealt with in our VTA, different brands, Waggle, Timber, all those guys gave us ongoing discounts for the group. So those are in there as well. So if we go through a lot of the products and the things that we trust. So this might be a good way to save a little money on that end.
Yeah, and I'm thinking eventually. Now, don't quote me on this. Okay, maybe you can, but we're thinking about doing some events.
Oh.
It is something that I've really thought a lot about. Again, I have a full-time job. I do have coming up 3 weeks of vacation coming up this year. So we're trying to figure out, I would like to do some types of events where it's really more about getting people to know one another, because we'll be 110% honest. That is tough to do when you have this lifestyle. It's tough to make friends.
Everyone's friendly,
right? We're all nomads, right? Because so even the people,
friends are harder.
Even the people that we connect with, that we hang with at these events and stuff, you kind of go your own way and all that. So I'm hoping that we can do some events that are less about, because a lot of the events that we've been to have been more entertainment for the people that are there, which I think they're certainly
fun.
That is part of it, but it shouldn't be the whole thing. It should be, to me, it's a win if you walk away from an event like, hey, we hung out with this couple or these people and they became our peeps, and now we're gonna go to American Girl Mine and we're gonna
meet up.
We're gonna camp with them for a July 4th weekend, whatever.
We definitely want to get to that place, and this transition we're doing and doing the courses, and the sooner I can replace my income and then replace his income, that becomes a real reality. But I think before then we can do some smaller kind of meetup kind of things.
Yeah, but the reason I bring up the event stuff is that obviously we would go to our core group that are part of this bunch, and just say, hey, if you're on the road now, let's go,
Yeah.
let's do this, let's meet up, because that to me is the next phase of RV life where you really start feeling like community. Then you're super comfortable with it.
Yeah, one other thing, we might as well say that. Okay, so the courses was the big first announcement. The second announcement, you want to grab that?
Oh yeah. Don't forget this. Look at this.
Oh yeah.
Look at that. $600 value.
It is the HalloView. It's a TPMS backup camera combo. We've heard nothing but incredible things. It has a $600 tag on it. We're giving it away.
That's right. Free money.
I know, right?
Free money. Well, one prize.
Yeah. So throughout this month of December, you can go to the website and scroll down. It's right there. And register to win this baby. We'll draw at the end of the month one winner, and we'll do the announcement like we usually. I'll do a live or a video release of the winner's name. But it's a great thing that we get to, like, Halloween reached out and I said, okay, I'll take a look at your product. I already knew it was good because I know some people who have it. But you have to give me another one to give away to our community. So that's the stuff we love. And we know we're working with good people who are, she just didn't even has absolutely would love to. So we are giving that baby away. So like there's no tomorrow.net, you should know, you should be going there often.
That's right.
And just scroll down and you'll see the giveaway on there. So register, even if you register.
Just put your email in.
Yeah,
we will
name and email.
Pick it randomly, and maybe you'll be the big winner. And we're going to do a review on that product.
Yes.
We were excited about it because our TPMS system that we have right now, we don't like. I've never liked it.
It's the one a lot of people have. In fact, I've got it right here. It's the TST, but this is the oldest one. It looks like you're playing freaking Atari. The screen is so 1980. I don't know, guys. I know that they have better ones. I know.
That's good to remind you.
Oh, question. Since you lost your job, how has that affected? Oh gosh, you guys, it's affected everything. Yeah, I mean, that was rough. I didn't see it coming. You know, I'm of a professional level digital marketer. So that was a hard one. And I lost my benefits. If you've been following along, you know how bad that accident probably hit us. So we're still negotiating those medical bills. So it's been a process. We've had to go from, before we would just, pick a RV.
If you watch our first budget video, that's when we were both gainfully employed and we spent money like drunken sailors.
Oh my gosh. Wait until you see the new one because everything changed. I cut so much stuff out. Although people still dog me for our food expense, but you can just whatever, because
we don't eat crap food. We'll pay for that. Somebody asked a question about where I do maintenance on the trailer. Wherever I'm at. In fact, I actually, when we were here in American Girl Mine Road before, is when I changed out our bearings. I do remember that.
Yeah, some RV parks won't let you do the work in the park, so you may have to get creative. Just some of them, they have rules. Yeah.
Enjoy your channel, great work. First year, you said you rented our house. Pros and cons of renting. When we were landlords, it was great. The problem was with our particular situation is we rented out our house in Sarasota, Florida, and at the time it was at the end of pandemic. The rental prices had went way up, which we were like, hey, let's become landlords. We can cash in. And we did for the first year. Unfortunately, what we had is, I think we had some New Yorkers that were moving to Florida and they were just paying tons of money while they were getting their houses built. And so our tenants, after they lived there for a year, they moved out, and the rental market completely nosedived. And we couldn't get anywhere near the amount that we were getting. And we actually never had anybody even inquire about the house.
It was so crazy.
It was bizarre. And so we were just like, you know what, forget it. Let's just sell the house. And what was crazy is we did really well in the sale of the house. We were totally happy. It was just crazy that the selling market and the rental market were
so different,
complete opposite ends of the spectrum at that point.
So,
but we had a management company. Again, this was in Sarasota, Florida. lots of management companies there, lots of people that rent their homes,
I paid their price and they handled everything. They didn't call me unless the problem was over $500.
Yeah.
We set that.
But we all know that every market is different.
Yeah.
Depending on where you're at, some management companies, you hear horror stories.
Yeah.
We had heard nothing but good things about this company, and it was true. So
yeah. So for us, we would have kept renting it if it made sense. It just didn't make sense anymore. So we just took the money from the sale of the house and invested it well, and it's growing for us. So by the time that we need to make that decision for another house, people ask us all the time. I have no idea whenever that will be. So someday.
Tim says we've clicked let's get started and it doesn't do anything. Just could you try to refresh your refresh your page and then click it again?
I know people have bought, so
hopefully there's too many people trying to buy at once. We're in a buyer's frenzy.
I doubt it. Hang tough. If you can't get in for any reason, definitely let us know and we'll look at it as soon as we get off. But I think it's okay. You might just need to refresh and then scroll down so that you go to that second page. If the demand would have, yeah, we would have kept the house if it made sense at the time, if it was still paying for itself or making us money. But just the contest entry should be on the home page, like there's no tomorrow.net. If you've been to the website relatively recently, you may need to refresh your whole cache and cookies or whatever to see the newest version, because I just put it up today. I figured it out. I had to hit the like again. Okay. And we're still figuring this whole thing out. So if you have feedback on the whole process of purchasing, definitely those of you who went through it, give us that feedback too. We're all ears when it comes to your experience of getting in the course, using the course and all that. And you should get an invite to get into the Facebook group separately. So be on the lookout for that. Look in your spam folders and all that. Sometimes when you get new emails, that doesn't always go well.
Figured it out, had to hit the like again. Yeah, I just checked it and it looks all good.
Let's see if we can go back up here. I know we missed a bunch of stuff.
Lived in a 50-foot yacht for
8 years. That's crazy. That's awesome.
Going back to being a landlubber. That's crazy. So we got some positive feedback on the boondocking meetups. Yeah, I think it's a great idea. We'll probably do at least one and just see what happens. Yeah. Make your sign your life away. We don't insurance. You guys, next time on the live, I think I have an option of completely turning the ads off. I'll do that next time. So sorry about that. I thought I turned it down to the lowest setting, but I wonder if I can probably just turn it off. Let's see here. Anybody we missed? If I didn't get your question answered, if you want to throw it back in there, it's hard to go back and see the questions all the time. How did you pick Texas as your domicile? Good question. Actually, our domicile is not Texas. Our domicile is actually Florida. Our mailing address is in Texas. We do it all through Escapees. I don't know the difference. Escapees is wrong every time. I know. Escapees is the RV club. That's the big thing. You get discounts, all kinds of stuff. And then they have groups within the Escapees RV club, and one of them is Escapers, and it's working age RVers, and they do events. And that's what we did 3 of them last year. The Beaties, that's where we met them. We met a ton of people at those things. We just haven't been able to do them this year just because we aren't in the right place. But they're super fun. What domicile do you claim on your taxes? We are definitely Florida residents. Now we have thought about changing it. Yes, because Florida, as you know, hurricane state, the insurance prices have went up like crazy, and that also very much affects automobile insurance and RV insurance because as far as the insurance company knows, we still live in Florida and are there, amongst all the traffic. So they base it off that. But I've also inquired a lot with other people, and it sounds like Texas isn't that cheap either. Yeah, the one that we would be looking at most likely would be North Dakota. No, South Dakota. South Dakota. But South Dakota? No. We were in South Dakota.
No, we were in South Dakota. Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I guess we should have got it.
We were in South Dakota, but we weren't ready to pull the trigger on that. And there's a couple of weird things going on in South Dakota about voting and some other stuff. So,
Is there a certain day of the week it's best to move when boondocking? Yes. If you're going to a boondocking spot that is typically very busy, that's the smaller spot that's going to be busy with um, people that are on their side by sides and stuff like
the
that, or
weekenders.
just weekend campers,
Yeah.
just in general. You would want to try to move typically
Ideally on a Monday,
on a Monday,
Tuesday,
because
Monday,
they
Tuesday.
probably have already
Left.
they've left.
Mhm.
You know, it's not like Sunday late in the day might be better, but it's not like an RV park. They don't have to leave by 11 o'clock, right? They can stay up until 4 o'clock or right before the sun goes down, and they can leave. So it's just better to kind of go
Yeah.
maybe on a Monday
Yeah.
if you can. Now we only travel on weekends,
So we go in like mid to late day on a Sunday usually, and it's rare that we ever have a hard time finding
yeah,
something.
then we just kind of stand outside a guy's RV like,
Are you done yet?
looks intimidating, doesn't it?
All right. Okay, gosh.
When you purchase the starter course, do you automatically get any other courses you all make, or will they be separate? Well,
They will probably be separate.
they would probably be separate, but probably get a must discounted price.
But after we have a few, when you purchase one, wait, there's more, and then we'll upsell you. You can get this and
Oh,
this.
don't give them all the secrets.
That's marketers in
Have
us.
you ever done any dude ranch type work while on the road? Yes, every freaking day.
He's
Hey,
a
dude, go out and fix that thing out there. Is that what you mean?
I don't think that's what they meant, babe. No, we haven't. We haven't done anything like that. Barry works his full-time regular job. So like we're in Pacific Coast time. He gets up at what time you get up?
3:30.
In the morning to work his East Coast job.
I get up I have other things that I'm doing. I'm actually working on this, and I'm
He gets up early.
working on some stuff. I was playing guitar. Now I switched it up. Anyway, but I start work at 5 a.m. when we're on Pacific time. But now we're going to cross over into Central time, and I'll get up a little bit later.
Yeah.
Well, it looks like another ad.
It's random. People get them all at different times.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, Tim's asking the good questions. Do a video on your fishing boat storage and how you hide the new fishing gear.
What is it?
Do a video on your fishing boat storage and how you hide the new fishing gear. He doesn't hide it.
Yeah, it's hard to. I used to do that. I used to do that all the
Stuff
time.
would just show up, like.
Yeah, that's actually true.
It is
I really didn't care. Well, because I was playing in the band every weekend. I was making my own money, and I was spending my own money on my fishing stuff. And I would just I would just ship it to myself. But I don't. I'll go to I've got tons of fishing stuff. I don't need to buy anymore.
Merch. Okay. We thought about it.
Liz thinks 3:30 a.m. is gross.
It is gross. That's why I'm not up.
Gross.
A lot of people have asked about merch.
Barry in a string bikini would be gross.
That would be gross. Yeah. A dear friend did make us like a few hats just for us, and
this is a leather patch.
Yeah,
it's actual leather.
It's pretty
he
cool.
Actually buys the rawhide in bulk and makes those.
Yeah, so
because he lives in Texas and he kills cows.
No, he doesn't. He's just a cool guy. But we've had people ask for merch. We probably will eventually. We just haven't gone there yet. So just be patient, and it's a lot of work, and then we have to figure out, it's really for you. There's no money in it, because it's a lot of. He had a band. We did this forever. Yeah. So, but we really want to have it because you guys want it. So, I think if we get enough people basically saying, "Hey, we're ready to buy your merch," then we'll finally pull the trigger. So, if you guys want merch, you need to probably let us know. And we'll figure out how to make it happen.
Yeah, we're not like KYD or that other. There's other
they do the launches.
They do the launches and they go pack all the T-shirts. I'm like, man,
I got no time for that. I'm gonna have to have a drop ship. So
yeah, really. Then we'll make like $2 or
let's see.
Just signed up. So what do I do next to start the course? As soon as you signed up, you should have seen it should have been just like right there.
You get an email with your info and your login, and then you'll get another email with the Facebook group. And if anyone doesn't get the emails, turn right around and let me know, because that was our biggest chore, trying to get all that connected. But you should get the system for the membership site, which is the course. You'll get a login for that. Actually, you made the login when you signed that, the first page where you put in your choice of login. That's going to be how you log in. On the website, we just put it on there. I haven't tested it yet, but there is
There's a login button.
yeah, there's a login button on the website. In the very top, it's black, and you should be able to click that and then put the email address and password that you created in there, and it should take you to your course that way too. Emails already shared. Okay, good.
Want to hear more about Barry's music segments?
Oh,
Okay, so anyway, I was saying at the beginning of the video that I have been learning to play guitar. I played bass for my whole music career and sang, but I didn't know how to play guitar. So I wanted to learn how to play guitar.
So did he tell you guys, if you go to YouTube and you put Reverend Barry and the Funk in, you'll see all of these videos of him, and you're not going to believe it's him. It's a totally different version of him, but it's awesome.
Yeah, no, it was my band. I had a band in Sarasota for close to 10 years, and we had a 3-piece horn section, and we played a lot of covers, but we also wrote some originals and sold some records and stuff. So anyway, so I've been learning to play guitar, so I was going to start putting some of my singing and guitar playing bits at the end of some of our YouTube videos, just to force me to learn these songs and sing them, because eventually I want to get out there and do that kind of thing. Yeah.
So, there you go.
All right, so.
Oh, you're not getting any ads. Well, that's awesome.
Not getting any ads. Well,
I'm glad.
Maybe you have that YouTube Red or whatever.
Yeah. Oh, what else we got?
Anybody else have any questions?
A few minutes left. If we didn't get your question and you asked it before, you can ask it again.
There's beer in that fridge with my name on it, because we've worked so hard today,
and we still have stuff to put away.
I still got to tear down all the stuff, and then we're gonna
this
leave
is an example of how we do things. So we knew we had this live tonight. We need to leave as soon as he gets done working tomorrow at 2, because we need to drive 3 hours, and I do not drive in the dark. So we need to leave right when he gets off. And in order to do that, everything has to be packed so that all we have to do is hook up and leave. And so we have to do it all tonight. So we did some of it before this.
And I had a little project to do on the Dude Ranch here. I'm going to start calling that. That's what we're going to call. That's what we're going to call our camping space. It's going to be the Dude Ranch.
The Dude Ranch.
The roads were so bad going from Santa Barbara all the way down here to Yuma that, I mean, this is the first time we'd ever had like they talk about an earthquake on your RV. So the back door on our back patio, one of the swinging doors or whatever, just fell off. So I had to go, and thankfully I was able to get it put back together. So that was an unexpected project that I had to deal with before I packed up all the crap into the toy hauler area. So, yeah.
Okay. All right. So, like there's no tomorrow.net, scroll down, you should see the giveaway for the HaloView TPMS backup camera combo, so you can win that. That's
$600 value.
Yeah, that's a good one. And we are going to do a total review on it in a future video, so that's coming as well. For us, our next several weeks until Christmas is a lot of moving, and it's not usually our jam, but we had a goal. We wanted to be in Santa Barbara for Thanksgiving, and we are meeting our kids in New Orleans for Christmas. And so we're flying both of our kids in. We have a 25-year-old son and a 21-year-old daughter in college. And this year we're doing our own little Christmas Cajun style. And so we're going to do all kinds of fun stuff. I'm hoping to share some of it. I have a real hard time when it comes to family and filming. So I'll probably give some peeks, but we probably won't do an in-depth video, because that is one of the harder things about having a channel like this, is being able to enjoy the moments sometimes. And when family's around, that's when I get a little like, I don't want to make them uncomfortable, but I also would love to share them with you as well. So I'm sure we'll do that.
Yeah, we have no family in New Orleans.
No, it's just going to be the four of us.
We're just going to meet there. The kids wanted to do it. It sounded like it'd be fun. They love New Orleans. So
yeah,
and we love the food. So what's not to like?
We're just going to eat, drink, and listen to music. And they do some really interesting traditional stuff in New Orleans that I've never heard of before. So that's going to be bonfires on the river, and That, just some interesting stuff. But I love the design of your RV and how you have the office areas. It's really cool. Oh, thank you. Thank you. We tried to
This
make it.
the spot that we're in right now. This is
That's my
Darlene's. This is the
office.
slide area, and
It's where the dinette
yeah,
is
where the
usually.
we took the dinette out. Um,
Thousand Trails. Oh,
we don't really have much experience with
yeah.
Thousand Trails.
I know a lot of people who use it a lot. I think when you get it in a region, if you know you're going to camp a lot in that region, um, we like a lot of different. I don't. I think I may consider it when we go northeast, because I think it would save a lot of money. But I've heard of a lot of like mixed reviews about their campgrounds, so I think it's definitely a way to save money, though. So just do a lot of research on that before you do it. Hi, guys. You guys, if you're not following, some of the best channels are following us. Chasing Our Sunshine. I think it's West on the Move, maybe. They were here earlier, I think. It's really cool when other cool channels kind of support you. And I really appreciate they've
Yeah,
been
we've
very
met some
encouraging.
of these folks at our the events
Yeah.
too. So um,
All right. Well, we're going to close it out. Always, if you have questions about the course, here, I'm going to put this one here one more time. There's the link again. Again, I don't know how many we sold, but share this with anybody you guys know going full time, or thinking about it. Because we've had a really good group of the first 25 to start, and help us, like I said, get those kinks worked out and help us make this course even more amazing. We would appreciate you guys doing that. So we are overwhelmed with your support of us. This year's been amazing. So January will be our 1 year. We posted our first video the first week of January this last year. So that's pretty encouraging. And it's thanks to you guys for supporting us and continuing to watch. It is what fuels us to be able to keep doing this. Things like this course, the videos, you sharing it, you commenting, and we can't thank you enough. So we're going to tune out now. So if we didn't get your questions answered, you can find us. So, all right, guys.
thanks everybody.
Bye. Merry
Bye.
Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Bye.